Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, fantastic December morning. Matt, it's December, dude.
December, brother. So
This,
here in Johnson City, Tennessee, just kind of give you all an idea what we're dealing with this morning.
Yeah, it's below 40 here in Savannah, but we do not have that white stuff on the ground. If we did, I'm going to tell you that my boss, i.e. Janie, would be saying, we are out of here. She's like, she is not a fan of that stuff. And she has been so gracious to follow me to two places that have had snow. And now I guess it's my turn to return the favor and follow her to warmer weather. So, well, buddy, it is just you and I this morning. So yeah. Curtis will join us on the next one again, which is good. And for everybody who doesn't know, Rob Tucker, hi guys. Matt Bright, Johnson City, right there. So, dude, let's get into it because I know that we're starting this thing, and it's we can go all kinds of different ways, and we'll start with this piece. And I've got this long list of subjects within this, but it's the pros and cons of new construction versus resale, right? And you've been in new construction for years now, and it's what you've lived. And I've been on the resale side for years, and it's kind of interesting to see the changes that are going on in the market. It's interesting to see some of the activity that is out there. And as you know, and for those who didn't know, by the way, Matt Bright sold us our last home, which is how we got introduced as well. And just that experience. And I'm going to say this, I see a massive opportunity on the new construction, the builder side. And I see a massive opportunity because of the difference in structure. So if anybody ever wants to talk about that, feel free to reach out to Matt, to me, to Curtis, and we can absolutely chat with you about some of those pros and cons on that side as an agent and what could be better for you as well in your career. So with that, all right, Matt Bright, pros and cons on new construction versus resale. You want to start with the biggest one, inventory?
So inventory, we have quite a bit of inventory all over the country. New construction is coming up everywhere from Maine to California, specifically here in Northeast Tennessee, where I'm located. One of the most interesting things in the world is we know what happened in 2008, building stopped.
Yep.
Well, that didn't come alive until 2017. D.R. Horton is at the forefront here in Northeast Tennessee. We have, I think it's 1,500 houses right now that we've built. So that being said, I mean, we're rolling. So we've created inventory here in Northeast Tennessee. Now I know, talking to Curtis down in Florida, they have inventory. Talking to some of the corporate guys down in Texas, they have inventory. So definitely got a lot of inventory. And I think it's important to point out the median costs while we're doing this, Rob, is the difference in median costs versus the cost of resale. I think that's one of those things that we definitely need to touch on too while we're talking about the inventory.
Yeah, let's come back to that in a second. And it's interesting, but there is, I've had some fantastic conversations in Jacksonville with the areas there, in the Savannah market as well. And there is inventory from all of the builders, having some fantastic conversations with Pulte down in Jacksonville, and what they're doing there is impressive. And, as well, I mean, D.R. Horton's down there. You've got Lennar, you've got Dream Finders Homes, you've got everybody that's doing that. One of the things I don't think people realize is that 30% of the sales every year is 30% or more from new construction, yes. Right? Which you think about that, and you brought up the 2007, 2008, 2009 piece. And, I've heard this comment, oh my gosh, there's too much inventory from new construction, right? They're just all over the place. And what people have got to realize is that you cut production for 10 years, basically, right? Because of what the demand was, and because of the cost, because of the economy, because of all kinds of different things. So you're playing catch up with the demand. You know, it's you. I was listening to a podcast and it was actually Ryan Marshall, and he said, you know, if you look at the studies, we are somewhere between 2 and 7 million homes short. Right, and you think about that, and it's like how to catch up with that. You take a look at even the top 10 builders and put them all together. There's, I mean, that's only about, in reality, probably 400,000 homes in a year between those. I mean, how do you catch up with a $2 to $7 million deficit? So for those of you who are thinking out there, both on, you know, if there's any customers, consumers out there, plus the realtor side of it, guys, it's not that there's an overbuilding piece of it. It's that there is a catch up part going on right now because of the demand. And that's a good thing. So the more that the builders build, the better the pricing gets too. So keep that in mind. So, all right. So go with that then. Go ahead and get into that piece.
Okay. So the classic supply and demand obviously is going to bring the more inventory we have obviously should bring costs or at least float costs evenly anyways.
Yep.
So that being said, I think the median cost of a average home right now in September was $405,000 on the existing home side, and then on the new construction side is $417,000. So for a few more, you get a new home. So talk about the pros of the new home situation, right?
Well, go into that, right? Because all right, so 405, 417. Okay, wow. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna panic. It's $12,000 difference. Okay. So is it though? I mean, in reality, is it really a $12,000 difference? And so you've got advantages on your side that a resale, i.e. a previously owned, I mean, call it whatever you want to, right? Resale home that they can't compete with. So with that, start here, because this is one of the things that I don't think we talk about enough. Warranties.
Yeah.
So, if I go and buy a resale home, what happens if something breaks? If I have not purchased an aftermarket warranty, which by the way, 1 in 10. I don't know if anybody knew that subject, but 1 in 10 of the resale homes are actually having a warranty put on them. How about you? What's your percentage?
So 100%, right? So 100% of the homes have a warranty.
Yeah.
So just to cap off what you said, what's the average maintenance cost of a new home versus a resale home? Well, yeah. $20 for a new, $100 for an existing. So if you go in for an existing and you're wanting to refurbish or whatever, the average refurbish cost is about $50,000. With us, it's nothing. Now, there's certain situations where you might want to make it your own, and that might cost. But for just coming in and living, can't beat 20 versus 100. So
I know exactly, right? And you know, let's say that something does happen, and here's the reality of it: not every home is perfect, right? There are challenges when you're building production homes. When you're building those homes, there can be challenges. And that's with anybody out there. But the resale's the same thing, right? You don't necessarily know on the resale side how the maintenance has actually gone. I mean, have they really changed the air filters every month or every 2 months or whatever, you know, it happens to be? Have they kept up with the HVAC? Have they kept up with the plumbing? Have they kept up with all of the maintenance that should be done? Whereas for you, you know exactly what's coming in. You know what you're getting when you move in.
That's right. And I mean, you know, to cap off, you're exactly right. No home is perfect, but I've seen as builders with the warranty, they fix those issues. So, and then you go on to the resale side or existing home side, and there's no warranty. You don't know what's in between the walls. You don't know how the maintenance went. So it's definitely a good point.
Well, all right. So, you know, there's so many different things we could do because you just mentioned something. You don't know what's inside the walls, right?
Yeah.
If I'm doing a new construction, I can walk in and look.
That is correct.
In a lot of cases, in some cases, unless it's a move-in ready home.
So let's talk about that for a second. So, if you buy a home that is starting, let's say starting from scratch,
Mm-hmm.
most builders are going to offer a mechanical walk, what I refer to as pre-drywall walk or
Okay.
mechanical walk.
All
So
right.
you go into that home, you can see for yourself where things are located, how things are done. You can even bring in an inspector at that point to come and walk with you. So those are things that people need to understand about the new builds. And the new builds are built to better code than they were back in yesteryear. Let's just face it. Electrical's a lot safer. Plumbing's a lot better. No more galvanized pipes, right? I don't know if
Right.
anybody's ever experienced that. We now have Plex plumbing. There's just the technology is much better. It might be mass produced, but these homes have to go through an inspection.
Well, so is a car,
Yeah,
right? So is your watch. So is your computer. They're all mass produced, and it's part of the process. Is there one that could come up with a challenge at certain points in time? Sure, but
yeah.
is it's one of those things where you do know what you're getting, and there's a warranty. So on for the agents, for the resale agents, the general brokerage agents that are out there, think about this for you guys too. What does a warranty cost you if you bring one of your customers to a new construction home? Zero, right?
Hey,
Because
I have a better question for him, Rob.
yeah,
My question is this: how many new constructions that fell out of contract based off of inspection? How many how many have fell out based on new construction? You know, that resale existing versus new construction.
well, it's 40% on the resale side.
So I can tell you this: it's not that on new construction.
No, I think I saw something where it's and not, but overall, it's like the high 20s in the
Mm-hmm.
in that piece of it, and that could be all kinds of, and it's same on the other side. But I have had more issues on resale inspections um, than not. I mean, you think about this, and all right, when you did the resale inspection, did the inspector flip every single light switch? Right? Did they do that? And you don't know. I mean, I heard a story from an agent the other day, and she said, yeah, there were a couple of things that the inspector didn't mention. One, that the outside lights didn't work. Right? The porch lights didn't work. I said, well, did he flip the switch? I don't know. It's like, uh-oh, right? And this is the day before I mean, what do you do with that? As
Right.
opposed to if somebody comes in and let's say it's the same thing and the porch lights didn't work on one of your homes, guess what? It's fixed, right? So,
That's right.
but again, the resale agent doesn't have to pay for that warranty, right? Or if they come to you, if they do it on the resale side, more than likely they're taking $700 or so out of their commission.
That's correct. And I'm not 100% sure on well, let me say this. I know on the warranty that they're usually giving their buyers is more for maintenance on appliances to the air conditioning systems and things like that. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, you got it. It's not going to cover the roof, right?
Right.
It's not going to cover things that are major where you on your side on that piece, you're covering everything. I mean, it's they're different series. I mean, it could be 1 year on this, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, different things, right?
Right, right.
But you're not going to have to worry about walking into some place and having to go pay extra to get a light switch to work.
Right. So I encourage any agent that's getting ready to go look at new construction. For us, particularly, is residential warranty company. You can literally go on their website and look at the pamphlet and see what those warranties are and how they're covered. I'm not a warranty expert, but that being said, I can read that pamphlet and get a pretty good understanding of what's covered and what is not. So I would encourage all agents, if you have a client, make sure you're doing that for them. Go look at that warranty and at least you all have that discussion.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's go back to the big one and pricing. Right. So advantages of new construction versus resale. And let's just talk about this piece of it, financing.
Financing. So, well, with builders these today, incentives. every builder has, or I shouldn't say every builder, but a lot of your national builders are going to have incentives. For us, we have what's referred to as flex cash. It's offered as at a certain amount towards closing, up to a certain amount. And then if we have a home that is late stage, so I'm just going to give my I can't give off just based off of laws. I can't give actual quotes on financing. But that being said, we have certain what's called the builder forward commitment. The builder saying, "Hey, I'm going to buy down this rate exponentially," and it can be several points down that will save you hundreds of dollars a month. And then of course the closing cost on top of that. So I mean it can be, and then I know some other builders have some other things, but I'm specifically talking about us.
Yeah, definitely. And you're seeing that across the board, right? Because you don't want to sit on something that's finished.
No, absolutely not.
You want to sell it. So you've got that, and you know what is coming, so you're willing to make deals. And on the resale side of that, I've got a listing right now, and as an example, it's $425, right? And it is a resale home. It doesn't come with a warranty. And about a mile away, there is a development that you guys are building, and it is the same, if not less, for a very similar house. It's like, how does a resale compete with that piece? Yeah.
So that's the warranty on top of the new. It's like you said before, no home's going to be perfect, but it should give peace of mind for those folks, especially for the first year. Give peace of mind that if things settle, if you're going to have settling, you're going to have cracks in the drywall. It's going to happen to every build.
Sure.
And I think, I was thinking about this earlier is that a lot of people have this notion of uncertainty with new builds, right? Versus the certainty of a home in an existing neighborhood. It's been there since 1950. It's been well built. It's not really, but that being said, it's like to go back to the point of, well, what's behind the walls, right? Yeah. So, and I think we could talk about this for an hour just on this one subject. So, but the warranties, guys, highly recommend you look into local builders and national builders warranties.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. It's a big advantage, especially on that resale side. If you guys have got people that are looking for homes, don't shy away from going and taking them through the communities that are new construction in your area, because you'll see a big advantage, and we'll get more into that too. All right. So let's go through another one. I'm looking, by the way, I have a massive list over here, Matt, that we're going to get into in a lot of ways. So here's a challenge that I've heard and that I've had in my own mind before, right? Okay. I'm looking for a 30, 60, 90-day closing as a resale, right? Mm-hmm. But my optimum is, I don't want something that's, oh my gosh, it's 9 months away, right? And why am I going to bring them to a new construction when it's 9 months away?
All right. So that's sort of a misconception in the aspect of inventory. So certain builders are going to have, specifically spec builders, semi-spec builders are going to have inventory on the ground, possibly. Something to look at in that aspect. Another aspect is that it does not take 9 months for us to build a house. Usually, generally, that is I have to technically say 4 to 6 month time. Technically, laws state that we have 2 years to build a house in the state of Tennessee. However, on average, right now, I think we're on average about 135-day build time, which is pretty good, right? Yeah. So it might not take that 9 month or even a year long process, but if you're looking for that 30, 60, 90 days, there's probably inventory on the ground for the national spec builders in I should say most locations.
Yeah, that's what I've seen too, and that's what's interesting. You have got homes that are ready to go. I mean, whether it's called spec, you may hear QMI, quick move in some companies, whatever the verbiage and the lingo is for the different ones. But guys, if you're in the general side, there are homes that you can have your customers in and close on within 30 days, and sometimes even sooner, depending on what you've got, right? Because the reality is that there are fall throughs, and you may have something that did, and you're ready to go.
I've seen us close the house in 14 days before. I mean, so. And that being said, I mean, it was, it doesn't happen every day, but I've seen us do it. So that is definitely possible.
Yeah. So here's on that note, if they're a resale agent, a general brokerage agent that's thinking about that and going, all right, how do I find out what's available? Should they just call whoever the on-site person is, go in, walk in, get a list? Is there a list that they can look at and potentially match?
So there's a couple different ways for us here in the Tri-Cities. You can call me direct, 423-737-4331. I guess that's my little promo there for myself. But anyways, there's on-site agents at most model houses. You should be able to go in directly, see what's in that neighborhood. Website, like for our website, we do have a list of inventory. But the other thing is for us, and I'm not going to speak for every division or every builder, but we are in the MLS here in Northeast Tennessee. So you can kind of look through and see where how much inventory we're at. Now, a lot of times, let me say this, Rob, a lot of times with inventory, when agents are looking through the MLS and they immediately see new construction and they see a picture that maybe was in framing, but however, now we're technically in, the final process of it. And then we got to take another picture. There's rules to that too, but I won't get into that. Reach out and see how long that house has been, how long it's got. If they see, for an example, a single level that their client, they would know their client would, but they've got to be in that 30 days, call us anyways to see where that's at. Check where the listing date is. If that listing date is somewhere around that 90-day mark, I would definitely give us a call and see where it's at. But ultimately, use the agents who are experts to your advantage. Call us direct.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. So go back to that time frame too, because I think this is a big opportunity. Every agent wants a 30, 60, 90-day closing. I mean, let's be honest, right? That's that bottom of the funnel piece of it. I want it to close. I'm looking for the commission check. Come on, we're real here, right? I mean,
let's all be real.
That's the honest thing of it, and that's great. And how valuable is it when you get somebody in the middle and the top of the funnel that says, I'm 6 months away, I'm a year away, right? To turn around and ask the question, how much do you know about the new home construction process, right? Because we can go in and Matt, if I'm in your area, I'm coming in and saying, Matt, here's Rob and Janie. They're looking for a 3, 2.5. This is why. This is what they're looking for. Blah blah blah. They're not ready to go today, but they are ready for something in 6 months. 5 to 6 months. Now all of a sudden, you are going, well, shoot, we can go ahead and do that, right?
That's right. So that is a great point. Agents, I ask this question right now. Stop what you're doing and think of the list of people that you have in your CRM that states more than 6 months, 4 to 6 months. Look at that. This is a great opportunity to stay connected, get them under contract, because a lot of times, let's all be honest, how many times do we lose that connection? Well, I have to say 4 to 6 months worth of a build time is a great way to get to know their mom, their dad, their aunt, their uncle, the whole shebang, right? So there is great opportunity for you guys to understand the building process and how to organize your clients into getting them under contract. New construction is the best way to do that. This is a great tool in your tool belt. Could not stress that enough.
Yeah. Well, and even a year, because here's, two
Yeah.
notes on that. As we're working this top middle of the funnel piece of it, and somebody says I'm a year out. The reason they're saying that is because, one, they don't know what else to say in a lot of cases. Okay. And two, they don't know necessarily the process. So as a general side, and even new construction too, guys, this is the opportunity on both sides to show that value and to walk them through the process so that you're the educator, that you're the advisor out there and that consultant that is walking through. Because now you're talking about predictable revenue, right?
Yeah.
You're looking at it, you're having those sales that are starting to come up 4, 5, 6, 9 months in the process, depending on you guys, right? And here's the other opportunity for touches too. If there's somebody that is, I mean, if it's dirt right now, look at the opportunity to walk through and send them videos every time. At each stage of it, now you've got just that loyalty, that relationship that you're building, especially if they're out of the area and moving to your area, right? Then all of a sudden, man, you are becoming their resource, and that's massive. So many agents don't do that. We put them under contract and then we forget them, right?
Yeah, and honestly, that is something that as new construction consultants, I believe that in the initial, that is a bad mistake on our part, not just to say, hey, we've got this, we're going to do the contracts, we're going to do everything, you guys, we'll just keep you all updated. The best thing for those agents, for the outside sales agents, is get with us, do those videos. I can tell you, I've got one lady in particular in mind right now that anytime we work together, we do multiple videos throughout it. I've worked multiple outside clients, and they are very thankful and more likely to use her again if they go back to sell that house. Right.
Well, you just brought up a big thing too on both sides of it, both for the on-site agents and for the general side, the resale side. Guys, if you have the opportunity to do walkthrough videos, who are they sharing those videos with?
Oh, they're everyone they come in contact with.
Yes, friends, family, all of this stuff, and all of a sudden, who's in the video with them? You are.
Yep.
Right, you're building that database, you're building those referrals that are come in, and whether you're brand new to the business on any side or you're experienced, imagine having if you have 100 people that have purchased a home, closed on a home, and you've walked through this process in the span of the next 24 months, you should have 10 referrals just from 100 people if you've done that, if you've done it correctly.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and it could be a lot more too, but the statistics and the numbers show a 10% return if you contact correctly.
Yeah.
So look at your database and go do this. But man, it's awesome. Matt, I know we have, we try to keep this short so people people are busy and all that, but I'm gonna cover one thing real quick, and we'll get into this even more in detail. One of my misperceptions again in the past has been, oh my gosh, if I send my customer to you, I'm never going to see them again, and there's a chance that I never hear from them again, and I don't get paid.
That is the biggest misconception ever. So think of me as a rep, as a seller's agent. That's what we are. We represent the seller. So I actually just think of me as like a resale, whatever sign in the yard, right? So, and you're the buyer's agent. So we want to work with you guys. You guys are our bread and butter. We can't tell you how much appreciative we are for you. There's certain agents that have that misconception, and we do pay. As a matter of fact, in our division, we actually have certain incentives for agents. I'm not going to go over that here. I will actually be glad to talk to you about that. But the starting is 2.5%. So I will say that.
Yeah.
But I would love to have that conversation with anybody that would love to call in. But that is definitely a misconception.
Yeah, you are. I think now, over the years, I have learned, and as many times as I've been on that side and brought customers to you to other, other communities around the country and wherever we've built our teams, you're a partner. You're an extension of what we do. As a matter of fact, in my opinion, I think you're the best extension of what we do because of the product, the inventory, the advantages, the incentives, all of those different things. And you, as we talked about before, I look at you as part of the team. You're my first choice in a lot of cases because I don't have a question about it. I don't have a question about where it's going, if it's going to work, if they have problems that it's going to take advantage of, if I'm going to get midnight calls about something once they move in. I don't have that worry. You are an extension of the team that we have. So,
and it's funny that you say that, because that's how when the agents bring clients into us and we're sitting down and we're doing that contract, and I'm saying, guys, listen, this is a team effort. I'm here to support you guys. Your buyer's agents ultimately represent you, but we are here collectively to get you into a home and make you proud of this home.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're going to know more about it. You are going to have, guys, if you're on that general side, you don't need to know the whole construction process, right? You don't need to know what each stage is.
No,
it's going to do that for you. Whoever that person is, you're going to do that.
I'm definitely going to do that. And the other thing that I'm going to do is I want to educate you along the way. So you might not have an understanding, but maybe for the next client, you will have a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And it's definitely valuable knowledge. I will say that.
Well, it is, because it's going to transcend and relate to even the resale side too, because you're going to know a lot more. Go through it, but don't be afraid to go into it without the knowledge, right? Don't be afraid.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, whoever's near you that you're working with. And I would highly recommend you guys have a go-to person in each community. If you're in that Tri-Cities area in Johnson City, my go-to person is going to be Matt. Right. And if it's in, if it's in Jacksonville, I'm going to have one for whoever it is in whichever community. And I'm going to build those relationships that are going to be beneficial over time. And we'll show you how to develop those two in upcoming podcasts and upcoming sessions like this as well. But guys, they are an extension of you. They're going to protect you. You're going to get paid. And in a lot of cases, with everything that's happened, it's going to be a whole lot better than what you're going to get in the normal MLS or the agent. So, yeah.
Yeah, because we've all worked those deals on the resale side where maybe it didn't go so smooth, So
yeah,
we tried to design it to where it is going to be smooth.
Yeah. And every builder out there is like, I'm not going to say every builder, but the top builders are definitely in that category. They want to work with you. It's in there. And the agents will love you. Didn't you win an award that I heard for working with general agents?
Yes. So I was awarded D.R. Horton's Real Estate Impact Award, which just means basically I developed a training program for the agents to be able to come in and learn how to sell new construction, all the way from, the understanding of the builds, all the way to how to basically make money on riding D.R. Horton's coattails, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, there's multiple ways to do it. And if anybody ever wants to talk to me about that, I'm very passionate about this. And I've actually got another training program coming up January the 9th. I'll be doing at the main office in Kingsport, Tennessee. I hope to live video that and be able to showcase that. But yeah, it's there's a lot of good things new construction has for the buyer's agents. It's, guys, we are a awesome tool in your tool belt.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And yes, guys, he's going to do it on here too. So
I will.
All right. With that, Matt Bright, thank you so much again. Hope that for everybody, this has been helpful. Any final words before we leave? By the way, we only got through, I think, 3 of our list of 20 on this pros and cons.
I have 4 pages of notes. I could go here all day long if you guys wanted me to. If y'all want to call me afterwards, we'll have this big long discussion. So, but that being said, guys, new construction is a great tool in your tool belt. Sometimes I think there is the certainty versus the uncertainty. Just know that we are here to support you in every way we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, thank you again. By the way, if anybody has any suggestions for names of this show, please send it over to us. We have no idea what we're going to call this thing, but we are going to keep it going because we're here to help you guys succeed on whatever level, whatever. Answer your questions too. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Please do that because this is live, but we'll go back and look at them and we'll address them on any of the upcoming shows. All right, 2 weeks from today, Tuesday, 8:30, 2 weeks from today, we will see you again. Matt Bright, I appreciate you as always. Thank you, my friend.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right, brother. See you guys.